Good. Right, we're starting the recording. Jenny, lovely to see you here. That's fantastic. Okay, so we're recording now. So this is the 17th of November, my second webinar ever. And in fact, it's the first one I've done on my own, so bear with me. And I'm also extremely grateful for all of you that turned up tonight, because it's just lovely to have you here supporting me, and just that you have the interest and that you've given up your quality time to spend 1 hour with me tonight. So my aim that is I'll make it worth your while. So how to attract all the clients you want. As entrepreneurs, that's what we want. When we have all the clients we want, then it means that we can serve our clients in a much bigger way, and also we serve ourselves in so many different ways, in that we feel better in ourselves, we feel that we can earn a living, we feel that we've more when we have, coming from a place of plenty, we can give more. And so therefore I really feel that when you can attract all the clients you want, then it's a win-win for you and for your clients and for your families and for your desires and dreams. So everyone wins. Okay, so a big warm welcome for coming here tonight, and I just want to congratulate you for taking this step to take some time out of your busy lives and to come to this webinar this evening. So like I said, it really is about taking that first important step that's allowing yourself to have all the clients you want, and like every step that you take is taking you a step closer to where your heart's desire, to your heart's desires, to doing what you're passionate about, to doing what you love to do. So I just want to give you big congratulations for that. So let's go on, making sure you're ready. And we are going to, I just want you to turn off your phones, give yourself the gift of tonight, of this 1 hour, get yourself a notepad and take down some notes. And also you might just find too that by taking the notes, when you read back over them, you may have some questions. So then feel free at any time to drop me an email, and just I'm very happy to to give you some clarity on whatever came up during this webinar. All right, so are you ready? Let's go. So the first thing is that really having the awareness is half the battle. And once you have this awareness, you win the battle. And I've put here a colourful lens, because what we see really influences our experience. And what I have found actually, as if you have the knowledge of colour, then it means that actually you are seeing from a very different lens in comparison to those that don't see colour at all. You have something, put somebody there on mute you all. I'm going to mute you all there for the moment. You start not only seeing things differently, but you have messages that you can pick up on once you actually know the psychology and meaning of colour. But you can also use colour to your advantage by really being mindful about what you're doing in your daily life, and what to do in your daily life, but also around your business, what colours to use on your website, so that when people come on your website, it's the right colours that gives off the true you. I'll talk about more in as we go along, but a lot of us really, when you don't have this knowledge of colour, we start looking at other people's websites. We start looking at what other people are doing, and we try to imitate it, and it doesn't work because it's not you. I suppose one of my main aims is that I want to bring out your uniqueness. There is only you. You have your own unique vibration. You have your own unique color personality. So why not tap in to the uniqueness of yourself And this is where it'll serve you much, much better. Okay. So I just want to ask actually, before we begin, how many of you here tonight have considered that colour was important in your marketing? If you can just maybe type in there to the chat box. Can any of you, do you want to type into the chat box about how many of you have considered that colour was important in your marketing? So right, so Lena says, yes, you are absolutely, Jenny. Yeah, fantastic. So that's good to know. I just want to ask you another question. How many of you thought that colour was an important part in attracting the right clients and an abundance of them? Now, I'm referring here too about we have an energy that if you see the curly in photography, you can see that that energy. But all right, so Emily, you didn't really consider it, so you'll really find this bit of it, quite interesting, because how we are feeling and our own vibration is actually being picked up by the people around us, but also by our clients, by the world. And an example of that is, I don't know if you've seen that, when you think of somebody and then that person calls you like, oh my God, I was just thinking of you. That's because they're picking up on that vibration. And it's the exact same thing about picking up on your vibration and your how you're feeling. And color is absolutely a fantastic way of ensuring that your vibration is at the highest level, that you're dealing with some of the stuff that may not be serving you. But the great thing is, by knowing the language of a color, by knowing your color choice, then you actually already know, and therefore you can start doing something about it. Okay. And then I have one more question. How many of you here are feeling pretty frustrated by the fact that you're not attracting all the clients that you want? I'll just have a look up here and see. Yes, right. Fantastic. Well, my aim is that we'll put that to bed tonight, okay? So hold me to it. Hold me to it. So just a little bit about me actually first. I know quite a few of you, but those of you who don't know me, my name is Marcia Regan. And I consider myself to be a colour expert, and I'm an international colour therapist and trainer and coach. I wrote my own colour course about 3 years ago, and I have been teaching that now. We're going into our 3rd year of teaching it. And I just want to give you a bit of background as well about how I found colour. So I was living in London and I was working for Reuters News Agency at the time as an account manager. And I totally loved my job, and I was very lucky with the people that I was working with. But there was just something missing, I couldn't put my finger on it, but I wasn't fully happy. So on paper, like with my family and friends, I suppose, would look at me thinking, God, you know what? She's young, free, single. She can come and go as she pleases. She's got a good lifestyle. She's going on holidays. She's a great job. Sure, she's nothing to be complaining about. And to be honest, I was, naturally a positive person, but inside there was just something. I just wasn't happy. And the interesting thing though was that I didn't really fully have the awareness of how, probably actually more uneasy with myself rather than being unhappy. And how it kind of was manifesting for me was that I had terrible, terrible pains in my stomach. Like bending over in two. And so I went to all these different top consultants in London and had loads of these tests, gastroscopies, endoscopies, and they all showed nothing. They said basically there's nothing wrong with you. And I was like, okay, well, if there's nothing wrong with me, why am I bent over in two? So I started looking at the complementary therapy route. And a friend of mine in Ireland sent me, this was now about a good 10 years ago. God, it's actually probably nearly close to 15 years ago. So she sent me information to get, because she was looking to train in some kind of an array of different therapies. And in Ireland at the time, they didn't have much choice. So I sent off the stuff. So obviously when it came in, I started reading it, and colour therapy was one of them. And I was like, oh my God, this sounds so interesting. But I was a bit cautious back then. So I rang the lady and I asked her if they were, if I could have a consultation. And she wasn't doing consultations; she was doing a certification course in colour. And I said, look, can I just have the book first? So I bought the book and started reading, and I thought, oh my God, this is totally me. So I took the plunge and I started off doing the colour therapy course. And it was one weekend a month for 6 months. I need to know how to. I'm going to put you all on mute for the moment. And so I started the colour course, and after, I was amazed. I absolutely loved it. But after about 6 weeks, I had no more stomach problems. But not only that, my life totally changed. I was living in tune. It was just like um, within the 5 months, I had bought a car, changed jobs. I had spent 14 years talking about buying a flat in London, and didn't I find a flat? And then the interesting thing was that this flat I had seen 1 year previously. It was way out of my price range, and when I started looking, as I was doing the colour course, then I wasn't that exact same flat in Hampton in the UK on the market, £40,000 less than it was, bang in my budget. So I went to see it, and didn't I get the flat? I was like, oh my God, this was my dream flat. And I was thinking, this is also, I didn't tell people at work, because people wouldn't at that time too weren't open to complementary therapies as much as they are today. So I kind of kept it to myself. But people were saying, God, you look differently. There's something different about you. So that kind of just proves as well, our vibration and how we're feeling inside, even though actually sometimes we are not even fully conscious of it, that people can see our light, whether it's dimmed or whether it's there's a little bit of shadow in it, but they actually don't know why, but they're picking up on it. So after that, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to go and do the diploma. And I went on and did the diploma, and I started then doing it alongside my own work. And then she convinced me, the teacher said, you definitely have something here. Why don't you take up a license and teach it in Ireland? So a year passed, and eventually I gave in and I took it to Ireland, and I taught it in Cork and in Meath. And as I was teaching then and working it more and more, I really felt that there was much more to bring into the course. And when I brought it to the teacher, she wouldn't allow me to bring in the information that I was getting. So after the 2 years, I ended up going it alone and teaching it myself, and then I wrote my own course there 3 years ago, and basically that's what I'm working with, and I'm constantly updating that course with more information as I go along. So it's the most up-to-date information that I'm teaching every year, because there's always more to add in. So there's my story and how colour affected me and why I'm doing this. And also, I'm an integrated energy therapy master and trainer. And then, just for fear I have nothing else to be doing, I am a mother of 3 kids under 5. And the founder and owner of Colour Harmonie, and I also had Colour Therapy Ireland and Colour Therapy International. So I have a lot of things to be keeping me on my toes. And really, why I have all of that is because I really put that down to colour. So let me tell you a little bit more. So I've decided to cover 3 specific topics for you tonight, okay, that I feel could be really getting in the way of you attracting all the clients you want, okay? So, and also these are these kind of are three main issues that I see coming up for the clients that I'm working with. So I just feel that this may be relevant to you guys as well. So the cost of not knowing, right? So this really is where you are in the dark by not knowing about the impact and the language of color. It's like codes. They're like cues and signals. And if you don't have this knowledge, then it's costing you, not, I mean, on a monetary level, but on many other levels, in that you are not being able to confidently take the steps in your life. And really, I want to bring this to the forefront during this webinar. The other thing that I'm going to cover is, that what I'm finding is that you as an entrepreneur, you're doing everything you're told to do, and it doesn't work out according to plan. Okay, now as a result of that, you're left frustrated, doubtful, um, and you are ending up selling from a place of desperation. And this is the energy that people are picking up on. Okay, and here I'm going to demonstrate how color can stop that in its tracks. And then the third part that I'm going to talk about is that, you have no control over how people feel about your website. Okay? But if you know what colors to use, this can actually make a huge difference to your website working for you or working against you. Because your website, when they land in it, it's a reflection of who you are, your logo, and it will either have people. I really feel like when people are coming onto your website, it's like you're welcoming them into your home. When someone is in your home, you're welcoming them, and you can invite them in. They connect with you. But when they're on your website, it's your website is the home of you, and it's the personality of you and your business. So it's really a key point in having this right. Okay. So the cost of not knowing. This was really interesting that I found this, because you can see that you don't know what you don't know, okay? And look at the percentage here of being in the dark. This is the majority of people, okay? You then have some awareness, so the things that you realize that you don't know, which is fine. The things that you realize you know. But look at this. I want to increase the light in this circle for you tonight, okay? Because by you not knowing, this really is having a big impact in your life and on your business, okay? Now, I just want to ask, this morning when you got up, okay, what colors are you wearing today, okay? Just type in there and I'll just give you. And have you thought about why you've chosen those colors? Just type in there. Right, so great. So now so light brown. So light brown, I'll just give you a little bit of a reading and you can let me know how it relates to you. So light brown, the message for you, Inga, is that you at the moment are fertile. You're fertile with new ideas, new opportunities, new situations, and there are something sprouting for you in your life and your business right now. Now, if you knew that naturally, if you had the knowledge of color and you knew that, how would that make you feel in each day? Let's look at Patricia, who's had pink. So pink for you, this really is a sign that it's for right now. You're a very soft, feminine kind of an energy. Okay, so but today you're drawn to pink, so it means that you need that softness today. Like pink gives you that kind of loving kindness, connecting in with that feminine energy. And I wrote an article there recently, or I was interviewed actually by the Irish Examiner, and they were saying that pink, oh, someone had said that pink was uh, not very good to have, that women were moving away from pink, like big successful women are moving away from pink. And I said, not necessarily, because in fact, if you're wearing pink, it means that you're coming into your own feminine power, and you need that pink to bring that out. That is going to help you to really bring out your own heart's desires, to connect in with that feminine power in a very gentle and loving way. If you're wearing blue and black a lot, then the blue is a significance of speaking your truth, a sign that you need to come out of yourself, to get out of your own way, to stop hiding, to really be seen, communication. And the black is a sign that, in fact, you're not ready to fully show yourself to the world, but you're an extremely creative person. Okay. So usually wear black with a teal for business. Yeah. So fantastic. So Trish, you're using the teal. So you already know what the black is, but the teal color is that really is very interesting, because it contains the blue and green vibration, and that's really helping you connect your heart with what you say. So you're speaking from a heart-centered place, okay? And it's also helping to heal the emotions. Una, it's purple. So purple is a sign for you at the moment that there's a lot of purification going on from you. You have great high ideals. You're absolutely brilliant to do things. It's done at the highest level, but you can be hard on yourself, and you tend to take on a lot yourself. So your thing would be that this color is going to help you to do what you can, and anything over that, try and delegate. So Diantha Harris, so coral energy, yes. So this kind of contains the orange energy. So this is really great for getting more energy, positivity, letting go of any hurts that no longer serve you, and again connecting in with that creative power. So today would have been a very good day for you to have that creative power. So Jenny, who's one of my lovely, amazing graduates, she's wearing magenta, and she already knows business acumen. It is Jenny. And so blue and cream, Emily. So I said already about the blue. Now the cream is quite an interesting one, because it's a softer, it's a little bit like white, but it's got kind of yellow tones. So here I think what's coming in for you is that you like to feel safe, and I would suggest that this cream will help you be a bit safe, but try and tap in more with the blue. That will give you the courage to take a risk, to do maybe a first now and again, and just see where it takes you. Okay. So I'll get on. So yeah, so you can see by having this knowledge of saying your color choice, what is the message for you today? Okay. And the other thing I talked about, actually, I'm going to talk about is today, like each day has a vibration. So, and this would be something for all of you in business. If you're doing something, it's very interesting. It'd be very good for you to connect in with the vibration of the date of the day. We'll say you want to run your webinar, or you want to launch a program, or you have a big, you want to set a important business meeting. Look at the numbers and the vibration, because each number has a vibration. It's numerology. You always come down to a single number. So today, for example, is the 17th. So if I add 1 plus 7, it's 8, and that's linked to magenta. So Jenny, you were right on target there, connecting in with the energy of magenta. So today for me doing a webinar, it's a very good day because magenta represents business acumen. It's a fantastic day because magenta contains the energies of red and violet. So it means that it's really bringing me myself into a balanced state of being. It's letting me to have the action, the leadership, success, but also to be spiritually connected and to be really more in tune with what people want, so I can deliver a fantastic webinar to you guys so that you get what you need tonight. So it's making me feel more connected, and it's also about divine love. So it's a really, really fantastic day to decide that I am doing this webinar. So tomorrow, for example, is the 18th. So that's gold, number 9. And so tomorrow would be a very good day to complete any tasks that have been lunging around. So it's a day of completion. It's a day to connect in with that energetic, to that unique wisdom that you have inside you, and to use it. Okay, so no doubting, thinking today is a golden day. So I'm going to take all the golden opportunities that are coming my way. I'm going to take the action towards them, and I'm going to tap in my own innate wisdom and knowledge, and I'm going to come from that place. Okay, and do that tomorrow, and just let me know how you get on when you're tapping in to the gold energy. Okay, gold energy is one of the most highest vibrations, so tomorrow is a very high vibrational day for you. Okay, so now I want us to do an exercise, because I find a lot of the time with color, it's really about experiencing. It has to be experienced to believe, right? So I want you to just relax there for a minute. Now, how to put everybody in? Right. So I want you to take a deep breath, close your eyes, and I want you to breathe in goodness and breathe out anything you want to let go of. Breathe in goodness and breathe out anything you want to let go of. Breathe in goodness and breathe out anything you want to let go of. So I want you to imagine yourself in a dark room. There's no light and you can't see a thing. I want you to check in with how you feel as you're in this dark room. You're not trying to change it, you're just letting it be, you and the dark room. You start stumbling and you feel your way around a room, this dark room. Just observe how this makes you feel as you fumble around the dark room. You keep searching with your hands for a light switch, but you can't find it. How is that making you feel? Just observe. But after a few minutes of fumbling, you sense something. Is it a light switch? You push it, but it's not working. Then you try to get more feeling about this switch. You try to pull it. And being in the dark, you decide to understand how this works. Because it's not working with you pulling and pushing. What do you need to do to turn on this light? And so after a while, you swipe the surface and the light goes up slowly. And voila, you have finally succeeded increasing the dimmer to light up your room. Now you're in a beautiful room. And you see a door. You see the windows and all the nice, colourful surroundings, the accessories in this room, the furniture, the decoration. And you're relieved to have found out how the switch worked and that you're able to see once again. Now I'm taking you through this exercise. So this is how to indicate, to give you kind of an analogy of how it feels for people when they don't fully understand the power and impact of colour. You end up fumbling around life, and it doesn't have to be like that. The other thing is that you don't know how to activate or use the switch in the dark room initially. But eventually you did get there, and eventually we do get there. But what I'm telling you is from my experience, by having the colour knowledge, you will get there much quicker because you'll have the tool to see the unseen. You will have the confirmations to know actually sometimes that we know in our heart, but we don't trust it. You will have the signs, like I just explained earlier on, just from the clothes that you're wearing, what is going on for you. And then you can take the necessary actions based on that. All right? Now, do you see the difference now in this, like when you see the colors, the brightness? It gives a very different feeling to being in that dark room. And this is what one of the things I just want to demonstrate to get you experiencing. Now, I also want to talk about a little bit more on this point and just tell you a story about one of my clients how she was in the dark. I'm going to explain how she quickly came into the knowing and what the impact that had on her and what it enabled her to do. So, let me tell you about this client of mine just to demonstrate about, and this might relate to you as well, about how actually, being in the dark, how it can play out in running our businesses. So she was running her business, doing the marketing, but really found it difficult to sell her packages. She was sick and tired of it, and as she knew she had this great gift to help people, but she just wasn't able to get her name out there. She had a great heart and she just couldn't understand why it wasn't working. So when she came to me, I went into the energy of what was going on for her, and we explored where she was holding that in her body and what colour it represented. And what came was that an experience and a pattern she had in her childhood was playing out in her business and she didn't even know it. So what colour enabled me to do, because I knew the language of the colour that was coming and I knew its message, I used the colour to explore what was holding her back and what was the block that was really keeping her from moving forward in her life. So we digged much deeper into where it was coming from, and we had quite a few of light bulb moments. And what came from it actually was that this pattern came from her parents, because when she was younger, and as a sensitive person and a sensitive child, she was really influenced by her parents' arguments, and she used to go hide. So when things started getting uneasy for her in her business, because let's be frank here, we have times in our business where where there is uneasiness, and we have to persevere and keep the faith and keep moving. It's all about movement. But for her, what she was doing was hiding. You cannot hide in your business if you want to be a success. You need to show yourself. You need to show your true colors. You need to put yourself out there. And that's what she did. She began to put herself out there so that clients could find her. Clients picked up on that on an energetic level. She changed the patterns, and in addition, we worked on her soul colors using this blueprint soul color numerology that's unique for each and every one of us. And what I did was I cleared her energy and then I realigned her energetically to her soul colors, to her soul attributes. And not only that, she also learned in that process what she has come back to learn. So, in that awareness, instead of fighting it, she was accepting it, knowing what it was about, and then she was able to do something about it. So, we changed this pattern, and after this time that we worked in this personalized package, then she actually said that she found that she was more true to herself. She had greater strength and confidence, and she was now vibrating to a very different vibration that she was in comparison to before. She resonated more with the right clients. She went on a meeting. She was saying that, even her clients thinking, oh my God, because when she started working with this specific client, she was just starting to work with me. And even the client had commented on how amazing she looked, and she just felt herself that things were beginning to click and get back into place. After the work that we did together, within 2 days, she had made 10,000 euros. And she was like, she couldn't believe it. She knew that what she was offering from a transformation point was probably worth 10 times that, but she couldn't even get 10,000. But after the work we did together, within 2 days, I think it was actually, she contacted me, and she had these 2 clients that came and said yes to her program. And she just couldn't believe it. And it was because she was vibrating to a different level, but she also had learned quite a lot about how to use color in her business and came across in a much more confident, and people trusted her more than they did before. What is quite interesting actually is that there's a quote from Robin Sharma, and he says, your outer world is a mirror of your inner world. And I have to say that's true. That's why if you're doing all the marketing, going for all the courses, buying all the self-help books, knowing it all, but if you don't have it inside you, then it's going to be reflected in your outside world. It's as simple as that. So this is why it's so important to really connect with how you're feeling inside, but also to connect in with yourself. And what was quite interesting is that she was actually hiding on a subconscious level, and she didn't know that. This story was holding her back, and this was mirroring in her business. And not only that, when we did the work, even though it was on her and it was for her business, it actually impacted her personal life as well. So it was a double whammy there that she got out of it. Now, I also wanted to talk here as well and show you that, this is probably only one example that I'm giving you, but in the case of the people that I work with, this experience happens 90% of the time. There are these breakthroughs that they get. Now, why it doesn't work for the other 10% is that 8% of people are not ready for the changes. Because it's all very fine, we'll say, having this information that I'm sharing with you tonight. But if you go away and you do the same thing that you've been doing, then you're not going to get different results. You have to apply and start playing and having this awareness for you to get a different result. And then, of course, there's the 2% of people who just choose to stay where they are in the dark and are just not, don't want to go any further. But if you apply just even the snippets of what I'm sharing with you here tonight, there is going to be a difference. So this is where the magic of color happens. And I see it so often that at their energetic level, there is a block somewhere. And I was talking with a lady yesterday. I was doing a color discovery session, and she was telling me all the things that weren't working. And she tried this, but what actually came up was the visibility for her as well. That in fact, she was like, "Oh yeah, I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that actually she was getting in the way." And in a lot of cases, particularly women, actually, we tend to get in our own way. And now more than ever, it's time to get out of our own way, to tap in to our own unique potential and power, to use that unique gift that each and every one of you have, that nobody else can deliver, that nobody else can do like you, because you are unique. Okay, and this is why it's so important to ensure that you connect in with you, with what makes you tick, with your desires, with keeping your energy to the highest level of vibration as possible. Okay, now the other thing that I wanted to bring in too, and I found this actually today on Facebook, to be aware, is that a day in the life as an entrepreneur, this is what happens. You know, we have these ups and downs. We're excited. Then we feel great. Yes, everything is going fine. Then we'll have a dip. Oh my God, this is so hard. You know, oh my God, it's, am I cut out for this? I'm useless after all this time. I should be doing it. All these things, giving ourselves a desperate hard time. And I used to do that. But I don't do that anymore because I now know differently. My job, my number one job, is for me to come from a place of plenty. My number one job is not for me to say that to go on a call or to work with my clients because I need to earn the money to pay my bills. I don't do that. Because I don't need to do that, because I'm not serving my clients in that way, and I wouldn't be serving them properly. Because what I'm doing is I'm saying, look, I know that what I do works, but it needs to resonate with the person, and that person needs to be ready. And I've had instances where I've said, actually, I totally sympathize where you are, but now is not the time. Go away and do these little tips, take on some of these tips and advice I'm giving you, and let's speak in 6 months' time. Because it's not my job to say yes to everybody, because I'm doing a disservice to them and to me. So if you do you as an entrepreneur, hold the space for each client. It's not about you, it's about them. And you will find that you coming from a place of plenty is going to make a big difference. Now, the other thing that's part of not knowing, that's playing, is how connected you feel. Now, let's actually do an exercise here. So, I want you just to close your eyes for a moment. And I want you to connect in with the energy of your body, with how your energy is flowing through your body. Just acknowledge. Now, is this energy light? Is it tense? Just ask what color it represents, because how connected you feel is playing out in your business. By knowing the color that this represents, then that gives you an insight into the type of energy that you are vibrating at this point. Is this color a deep color, a light color, a transparent color? And note that down, and we'll talk about that later as we go on at the end of the webinar. The other thing that's playing that you're not aware of are your beliefs. Now, what I'm finding is, now this is a good or a bad thing actually. All of us on this planet today, we are here to deal with our beliefs. We are here as the pioneer to cleanse and clear any beliefs that are not ours, that do not resonate with who we are. So by understanding actually your color blueprint, you will get to understand as part, because also color has a positive and a negative vibration to it. But by having the awareness, then you start to understand why maybe that belief is hanging around based on your soul color. Okay? The other thing that's playing around is your mindset. What you're thinking, how you think. How you think is influenced by your life experience and what you're seeing at the moment. If you change your mindset, for example, from coming from a place of lack to coming to a place of plenty, then you will find that your experience will be different. And then the other important aspect that's related to this not knowing is the faith. So even though what you're experiencing today may not be what you desire, and you're saying, yeah, but I'm doing all the right things, and I know all the story about the law of attraction, and I'm reading all these self-help books, and I'm doing meditation, and I'm doing all those things. If you're not experiencing in your reality today your desire, one of the reasons is probably faith. I'm going to give you a personal example about this. So I was single for a very long time, and I felt that I just couldn't, like, in fact, I went on, the great thing is that I loved the dating scene, and I did it all, lock and key parties, speed dating, you name it, I did it. But I just couldn't connect with the right guy. But I never, ever lost faith. I kept on saying, I know that my guy is out there and he will be worth waiting for. I never doubted. 15 years of being faithful to this dream. I mean, that I just knew. I thought, yeah. And my friend's husband was saying, "Oh, boss, you're too fussy." And I said, "Yeah, I'm entitled to be." I kept that faith, and I did meet 15 years later my soulmate, who's now my husband, and we really are a very good pair, because he is into the spiritual side of things and understands me. He's very grounded, practical. I can be very airy fairy, and we really do complement each other. And so that faith, I believe, was one of the drivers in me having what I have today. And it's the same in your business. You keep the faith. You keep that, and it will become a reality. And by working with color as a vibration to to clear out those old beliefs that don't serve you, to keep you feeling connected, to clear away the mindset, to get you out of your head and into your body, you are going to feel a whole lot better. The other thing is confidence. This is a key player in being successful in your business. You need to have a healthy dose of confidence. Because if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't believe in that what you do is going to make a difference, if you don't believe that your clients are out there, I mean, the world is big enough, there has to be clients for you. But you need to be connected to the right energy, connected to the truth of who you are, and to have enough confidence to keep you going and to confidently take the steps that you need to take in your business to make a difference. And it's your own energy and vibration are playing out with all of these. It's your energy and vibration is holding these. It's what people are capturing from your energy. So it's vital to keep your energy in the highest vibration possible. And finally, that is linked to how you're feeling. Now, the other part of this not knowing is this by working with color, which is why these are the jigsaws. This is putting things together. So, on the other hand, if you are moving from the not knowing to knowing, and you are able to connect in with your own energy, then you can do something about it. How are you feeling today? Are you feeling low? Accept yourself being in that energetic state for even an hour, thinking, okay, I'm acknowledging what's coming up for you. But what you can do is you can visualize. I did actually on my Color Harmonie Facebook page last week a video using the golden orange flame, and I'll take you through that in a minute once we've gone through that, so you can see and feel the difference of working with color and how you can keep your energy yourself being empowered to keep your energy in a good state so that you have that connection, that you're connecting in with your own energy. The other thing which I covered at the beginning, knowing the meaning of your color choice for that day. That gives you reassurance and understanding. Then you start to feel better. Okay, so if I was to say to you, oh, listen, say some affirmations there and you'll feel better. Those affirmations do work, but you have to do a lot of affirmations for it to really make a difference. But if I put you into, let's say, an orange room if you were feeling down in the dumps, then after a while you would actually start to feel happier. Because what happens is you take colour in many different ways. You take it in through the eye, when you see the colour. That sends a message to the brain, which sends a message to the endocrine system, which is responsible for our feelings and our emotions. And that's why colour gets you to feel better or puts you in a much quicker state of being by using colour in your daily life. The other thing that I highly recommend is connecting in with that divine assistance. You are not alone. If you connect in with that divine source, you will take much more inspired action. I'll give you an example. So in addition to take a glass of water, of having my colour business on our house, we renovated it and are still renovating it. It's nearly finished. And on our ground floor, we decided we would open up a small kind of holistic centre, a space for people to come to try out different things, classes, courses, workshops, for people to explore different ways to for personal development. And the whole aim really is that it's bringing them back to the truth of who they are. So I was here in my kitchen and I said to the universe, it was at lunchtime, having my lunch around 12:30, and I said, oh, I called my angels. I said, angels, I said, just show me an opportunity that that could help me in establishing this part of the business. I swear to you, 5 minutes later, the doorbell rings. So I go downstairs, and it's this woman, and she said, "Oh, I just saw your ad on, or someone give a course here, and my teacher asked me to pass by to see the space." So I showed her the space, and I said, "Yeah, well, to be honest, I'd like to speak to the guy in question, because we're quite particular about who we have in the space, because we want them to have the same philosophy as us." Anyway, eventually, a week later, I met him. The most amazing guy. And now, to this day, so this was about maybe 9 months ago. He now gives twin heart flame meditations every Friday evening. And he sometimes rents my consultation room when I'm not using it. So I didn't do any advertising. I didn't do anything. I just put it out there. The same for my colour course starting in January. I will put it out to my distribution list, but I've already sent out a request universally to the amazing women that are ready for the transformation that this course gives, that are called to colour, that want to make a big difference in themselves and their life, but to be able to learn to use those tools in their business and to leverage them in a much higher way. So I'm not killing myself doing the marketing, worrying about this, that, and the other, because I am connecting in with that divine assistance, and you can do the same. And then this is again connecting in with your own truth. This will mean that you are not doing what everybody else is doing, because it is not working, because it's not you. So this is really important. You know yourself the best. You know what makes you tick. All the information that you have is inside you. And my job is that I bring that. I actually see the unseen. So I see a lot of the potential in the person that they don't see them in themselves, but using the colour, I reflect back to them, and they start to see what I see. And this is a game changer. And then this is having tools to draw upon, to realign and center you. And this is really going to make a difference in your ability to attract. And there is that sense of relief, that finally you don't have to do anything. You are going to take inspired action. When you wake up in the morning, you just ask, what are the 3 things that I need to do that are going to take me to my divine purpose, to my divine goal, to my divine dreams that you have inside you? And you do those, and you let go of all the other stuff that's noisy and not bringing you where you need to go. And you will find, as a result of that, you will be working less, and you'll be in a much better energetic state, and you'll be accomplishing much more. So Let's get on to the second thing, which is kind of leads nicely in there to doing everything you're told to do, and it doesn't work out according to plan. Then you start throwing your toys out of the pram, giving yourself an awful doing, and you wonder why. So, what I find is that you're starting out on business, you do some research, you follow people's templates, you start looking, I don't know why that keeps on coming up, it's just very annoying. You're looking at other people's branding, and you're looking at other people's websites, and you're seeing what other people are doing, and you think, oh my God, if it's working for that person, it can work for me too. You don't actually take the time to really focus about what it is. Like, if you think about your business as being a personality, and what color would that personality have? You hear a lot, oh, that one shows her true colors, and there's a lot of truth behind that. What are your true colors? And the thing is that especially when you're starting out, you've got, this, and it's not a blame. It's just that there's lots of things going on, and you think, oh, you want to get moving. But if you take the time to really consider about who you really are, what that represents, who is your ideal client, how you want them to feel when they come on your website, what difference do you want to make, then you can start choosing the colors that give off that feeling. And so, because what happens is that when things don't go according to plan, you start doing all the things that you should be doing. You're doing the marketing funnels, the ads, the getting on Facebook. You're doing it all, right? And what's happening then? You start doubting. And in my view, doubt cancels all your dreams and desires. So please stop doubting. I did a blog there about 3 weeks ago on doubt, and I'm telling you, it is, all entrepreneurs tend to do it, and it has to be stopped. Okay? So you need to start connecting in with you, with who you really are, with your own soul, because what has happened is that you've taken a mix of many people's ideas. You've taken also on people's opinions, which are fine, but everybody will give different opinions. And then you're like, oh my God, I don't know, now I don't know what I'm going to do. You connect in with yourself and what you want to accomplish. You connect in with the guidance, the divine guidance that I was telling you about, and you will find that you will bring out more of the essence of who you are in your business and actually in your life. So let me tell you a story about one of my lovely clients, just to demonstrate this important point. So she was a qualified coach, and she was all excited again and passionate about sharing her talent and making big changes in people's lives. So she got a web designer to do her website, and she did all she was supposed to do, following all the step-by-step approach, but she just wasn't getting enough clients. And everything was supposed to work perfectly on paper. So she heard about me, and we did some color therapy work together, and I helped her reveal her true self. Again, she actually was hiding behind a veil of what she thought she should be, and she wasn't being authentic to herself. She was in protecting mode, and she thought she was being professional by the website the designer gave her. But the thing was that it wasn't a reflection of her. So what I did was I opened up her heart to herself, and she became more open. She started bringing in her true colors into her life, in the clothes she wore, in her business, And she redesigned her website with the pictures which reflected her true colors, with the colors that reflected her. And she said that, even looking at it initially, she felt a little bit vulnerable. And I just want to talk a little bit about vulnerability. Anybody that feels vulnerable, it's the best thing. It's key to success. If you can't be vulnerable, then you can't be successful. Vulnerability is the seed to big success. So once you acknowledge that being an entrepreneur and being in business, vulnerability is part of the package. But once you know and acknowledge that, and you know what you're made of, your soul colors, what attributes you've been born with, what colors are here and attributes are here inside you to help you, what your color personality is and how you can bring that out, then you can't say, oh no, I can't do that because, let's say you were a red personality. Oh, I can't do that because, I'm not very good at putting myself out there. You are, if you're a red personality, are a born leader. You are destined for success. You are fantastic at running businesses. You are meant to be noticed. And I'm going to talk about too, like even the corporates, the big corporates are tapping in to this vibration of color in their branding. You'll find, for example, HSBC. They have red in their colors, HSBC Bank. They are one of the biggest leading banks in the world. They are leaders. They have red in their logo. They have red in their branding. So this is what happened, is that she began to connect in with her truth. She began to use her soul colors. And as a result of that, what happened was we unlocked her confidence, her inner power as a coach, and who she really was. And as a result of that, she was able to connect more with her clients. She was able to connect with her ideal client. And when people connected in with her, they trusted her. They already felt better. And in fact, when you feel confident and you feel you trust in yourself, then it enables your clients to trust in them, to have the courage to invest in themselves, and to trust in you, because you are going to be able to take your clients to where they need to go, on the path to their infinite source of potentiality. All right, and that is key. Okay, so people are not able to connect with you if you don't feel connected, if you don't know who you really are, if you're not confident enough, if you're not grounded enough. Okay, now I'm just going to demonstrate for you tonight and just give you a bit of a taster. It's what I'm going to do now is I'm going to connect you in. Let me see, what am I going to do? Yes, okay, I am going to increase your confidence tonight with color. So I would like you to connect in with your level of confidence now. On a scale of 0 to 10, how confident do you feel? Now we're going to do an exercise and then we will check in to see how that is, okay? So, again, I want you to just get comfortable and take a deep breath, breathing in goodness and breathing out anything you want to let go of. Breathing in goodness, breathing out anything you want to let go of. Breathing in goodness and breathing out anything you want to let go of. I want you to hold your hands out in front of you like you're holding a ball. So just above your head, you look up and you see a beautiful ball of kind of a golden yellow light. moving down into your hands. You're holding this ball of golden yellow light. This ball of yellow light is filled with a fabulous dose of confidence. It's filled with an amazing level of confidence. And now I want you to move your hands and take this ball, and I want you to put it in your solar plexus. So this is the air, this is your stomach really, it's just below your breastbone really, we could say, in your rib cage. And I want you to connect in with the feeling of what would it feel for you to be like 100% confident, or maybe see if you have a memory of when you felt your most confident. And I just want you to connect in with that feeling and anchor that feeling in there as the golden yellow light, which is filled with confidence, is doing its work and anchoring and coloring and deepening your level of confidence. And I'll just be silent there for a minute. You know that you can do this. You have all you need. You are radiating confidence. This ball of golden yellow confidence is now expanding right through every layer of your skin, right through your whole body, from head to toe. Now you are radiating confidence. It's full flow. It's radiating, moving out through your energetic body, clearing and lifting any shadows, anything that doesn't represent or align itself to confidence is just being taken over and enveloped with this beautiful golden yellow light. Now it's going out to the universe. Take a deep breath and release. Take a deep breath and release. Now I want you to open up your eyes in your own time. And now let's connect in with your confidence level. So on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being your most confident, where are you on that scale? And if you can just type in there into the chat box about how you feel there, what your level is, and if you found that useful. So Una, you were asking about 19. So again, 9 and 1 is 10, which is 1. So it represents red. So the 19th is your day for action, taking action. Hey, Trish, so she has a 10, way! Radiating confidence, fantastic. So do you even see in yourself the difference that makes? You can do this. When you are confident, fear cannot exist. It's impossible. Great, I'm delighted, Jenny. That's fantastic. It's just impossible. So this is the power of color. Fantastic, great. Okay, great. So 8. So Una, if you could, when I have this up, listen to this part. Now, God, we're over. God, it's 20 past 10 already. But anyway, we're nearly there. and do it again. And because really what I want you, and the same for you, Patricia, I want you to be a 10. The reason I need you to be a 10 is that if you're only an 8 and okay, and you're a 6, okay, it means that there is something else getting in the way of your confidence. So you really need to look at that, because otherwise it's like having a top up and then it goes down. So there's a leak somewhere, an energetic leak somewhere. So you need to be a 10, and in order to be a 10, you either do this again, but it could be that there is something energetic, like a belief, a pattern, something from a past, something that's holding you back from being at a 10, and it will keep going until you deal with it, okay? But I'm delighted that it made a difference. So now, just moving on here again about things not working. So I just want to talk too about, that color does speak to us. It's a language, it's a code. Okay, and this is why it's really important to understand what your code is, what your language is. What message do you want to get? And I suppose that's probably one of my skills, that I can, when I'm working with somebody, I actually see the color vibration that they need to use in their business. And then I go away and get the hex code that they can use in their website and in their logos, so that it becomes a true reflection of them. But also what I find is that, I really feel that color is the language of life. If you don't have this knowledge, you can do all the courses you like, you can do all you want, all the books you read, but it's like going to, like I don't know, Spain, and you only have your pidgin Spanish. You can't fully embrace what Spain has to offer. You can't fully order what you want in the menu, because number one, you don't understand what's on the menu, and number two, you you it's just, you can't do anything. You can't fully ask what you want. You're missing out on a huge part of what Spain, for example, has to offer. And the same as with life. If you don't understand the language and psychology of color, then you are missing out on a big aspect of it. And it's powerful so much that what happened back in 500 BC is that the scriptures of and the secrets of color were burnt, because they didn't want the people to have this power. And I suppose that's one of my missions, is that I want to bring in and make people aware about color and how it can impact our lives and how it can make a huge difference in its simplicity, but it's extremely powerful. This is simple. This isn't complex. And it's in this simplicity that, life is complex enough. It doesn't have to be any more complex. We want simplicity, ease, grace. And that's what's going to, that really more and more people, they're tired of the doing, the having to, the trying, working harder. That's not getting you anywhere. Try doing less, feeling more connected, getting to know what your color choice means will put you in a much better energetic state, in a better mindset, having a different experience. And this is why that we are being influenced every day by our buying. You go into a supermarket. Have you ever thought about why the colors on the shelves, the food on the shelves, those packets, why they are those colors? Because they are going to influence us in our buying. This is why any organic products have this lime green, because psychologically we associate lime green with being healthy. This is why cereals have red, orange, and yellow tones, because those colors give us energy. So psychologically, we think those cereals give us energy. And incidentally, those colors, those cereals are filled with sugar. And okay, they might at the beginning give us an energy boost, but by 9, 10 o'clock, we'll either feel hungry or we'll have a downer. When actually we should be eating more protein and staying away from those cereals. So This is why I feel that colour can unlock the gate to where you're stuck by understanding why you're drawn to the colours you're drawn, why you are the way you are, so that you love and accept you for who you are, and you bring out those aspects of yourself in your everyday life. This is a philosophy and a science, okay? It's not something that you put away in the cupboard and you leave and you think, oh yeah, I must get back to that. This is a way of being. And this is why recently I created a, a, for my colour graduates who have done the colour course, an academy for them, because the whole idea is that I want to ensure that what they've learned, that they're using what they've learned, that they're keeping their vibration to the highest level too, that they're in a community of people who have graduated. They've also been through the process themselves. They've become quite connected. So that space is for them to ensure that they're learning more, they're applying, they're walking the talk, because if you can't walk the talk, then you're not going to also be in the position to attract all the clients you want. So it's not just one specific thing. There's an array of things involved in being successful in our business and in our life. So the third point I want to get on, and I'm sorry I'm kind of going under. I hope that I'm not keeping you too long, but hopefully I'll be nearly finished. Is that that you have no control over how people feel about your website, right? So the design, look and feel, right? If that doesn't connect with you, you have no control over how people feel on your website without having this language of color, without knowing this language of color, because color speaks to the subconscious mind. Okay, and this, when you go on a website, you get a specific feel. And if there's somebody tonight maybe that wants to maybe give me their website, I can just give you maybe do a reading on what that website is saying to those that are that are visiting the website. Okay, so this is why, even if you just look at these different types of websites, you get a specific feel. People buy because of their feelings. This is why you need to spend some time. The time that you spend, the money that you invest in this part of the process will serve you very wisely in the rest of your business. Okay, and what I'm also finding is I'm kind of working with two different segments of entrepreneurs. There are the entrepreneurs who are just starting out in business, who have heard about me and who are really interested in wanting to know about the colors, their soul blueprints, how to bring that into their business, and so that they have that knowledge. But also what we do is we work on their energetic level, their energetic system. I realign them to these soul colors. So they're in a very good energetic state. There are website colors. They know what website colors to use that can position them in a very good light. Or they're the people who are 10 years in business, who have done self-development work on themselves, who have gone through the rings and have done it all, but their website is now no longer a true reflection of them because they've evolved so much. So that's the other type of the entrepreneur who really who's now at this level, but wants to go to the next level and hadn't applied what they already knew. They didn't know what I'm teaching, and so they want to now integrate that to leverage them in their business and to be able to connect more and also to work less and have more. If you look at Coca-Cola, they recently brought out Coca-Cola Life. Now, Coca-Cola Life, you can see these corporates are they know the language of color. They are playing with the language of color. They are trying to influence their audience and give them the impression that Coca-Cola Life is healthy for you. And even if you look at these two bottles, by looking at the Coca-Cola red, you kind of on a subconscious level associate that that will give you energy. And yes, it's filled with sugar, of course it's going to give you energy, but they've connected in with that. Now if you look at the other bottle, you'll see that actually it even looks smaller than the other bottle. But it's giving that impression that it's a healthier version of the ordinary Coca-Cola. So do you see that? And the only thing they've done is they've put in stevia into the Coca-Cola Life, and they actually also have, I don't know if I have it on the slide, did I bring it in? Yes, this is one of their adverts, new Coca-Cola Life with the nature behind. You know, it's the third fewer calories than your standard red label Coke. It also has less sugar. When you look at that, don't you think, oh, that's kind of a health, that's, you know, that can't do as much harm. They are playing and using the language and psychology of colour. That's why they've chosen green, this shade of green, because psychologically we are then thinking, oh yeah, you know, that type of Coke ain't bad after all. So this is what, you know, so we're kind of coming to the end now really, and this is the path. So what do you want your business to look like? What feeling do you want people to have when they visit your website? The color of your logo will help business owners to attract the right clients that resonate with you, because this light, we all resonate. People are connecting in with that energy. And I'm telling you, this leads to business success. There is less striving and more thriving. And this makes a difference not only to yourself, to the family you live with, to your clients, and to your business. And most importantly, it puts you in a better position to serve your clients, because we're all here to serve. If we can serve, a glass of water there, from a higher place, we can, being in that energetic space means that the work we do is much more transformational. And that's really what I have found myself, that the work that I do with colour also has been influenced by my own energetic level, because I am able to hold the space. I am able to see at another level that before I wasn't. And that's what colour has done for me. So we are kind of coming to an end now. And what I have, I've already offered free discovery sessions, and to be honest, there's been a lot of interest. I saw a few more coming in today, but I didn't have time to look at them. So I have very few of these left now. But what I, you know, because right now after going through all that process, you know, you're kind of, out of all of you, you're going to take either, you know, one of three different paths. So some of you are going to say, you know what, that's nice, I got a lot out of it. It's a bit woo-woo though, but that's totally fine. It is woo-woo. I love woo-woo. The more woo-woo, the better. But then some other of you will think, you know what, quite some of the snippets that I've shared tonight, I'm going to go away and I'm going to try applying some of those steps, and I'm going to see how things are. And then the rest of you are kind of thinking, you know what, I really want to kind of get more into what's more suited to me and what suits my business and what suits me. And if that's your case, then I have opened up just 3 slots, because that's all I have next week available. And so if you go to www.colorharmonie.com/apply, then you will be able to apply, and I will to be honest, I'll be connecting in really with what I get about who will get the most out of a free discovery session. But I also tonight am announcing my first ever, and this hasn't been, I haven't shared this, you guys are the first to get to hear about this, the Colour Academy Client Attraction. Now, what this involves is an academy for like-minded people who are looking to bring colour into their life and business, to feel supported, who want to unlock their true potential using the tool of colour that I've given you a snippet of an insight into tonight, so that you can live in tune, so that you have more freedom, that you have greater ease, and as a result of that, you have more clients. So the benefit of being in this academy is that really you have more light, more love and support. As an entrepreneur, it can be a very lonely place to be. And the idea is that you don't have to be alone anymore, because in this academy, you will be able to get access to me through a private Facebook page where you can put on questions and say, look, I'm not feeling in a very good energetic space, or I've had a cancel, for example, if you have cancellations, that's also saying something about your energy. That's also bringing up something. And therefore, I can give you some tips, some exercises to do so that you're not stuck in that energy, so that you're moved. The whole idea is that, you know what, if you look even at nature is constantly moving and evolving. We need to be constantly moving and evolving as well. Okay, then I'm also going to have one master call a month. And in this master call, I will cover, and again, it'll really be, because this is for you, it'll really be around what you're feeling. If you're having maybe an issue, you feel a confident boost, or if you feel you want you're too much in your head and you're just feeling stuck, or whatever it is, I will be hopping into the Facebook page to check in to see how people are doing. And then when it comes to the masterclass every month, I will cover something around that, sharing a tool or a technique, that using color as the tool, so that you can be in the highest, best energetic state to give yourself and your business the best possible place, as you're going to be coming more and more from a place of plenty rather than a place of lack. Now, tonight, for those on the webinar, the price is normally €49 a month, but for you tonight, you get it for 6 months. It'll be €27 a month for 6 months, and after that it goes to the €49. So if that's something for you, then if you go to www.colorharmonie.com/Colour Academy Client Attraction, then you can pay your first monthly subscription, and then I'll be in touch with you directly, and then we will have our own masterclass, and you will you will be learning how to apply these color tools and techniques on a daily basis. So I just want to see if there are any questions, or if there's any website that you want me to have a look at, or if there's anybody that wants to come on and talk, then in fact, I can unmute you. So I'll just wait a minute. There's nothing? Okay, well, that's it for me. Thank you very much for staying to the end. I hope you got something from it. I'm delighted you're feeling confident. Great, I'm thrilled. Well done, that's brilliant. Wishing you a great rest of the week, and we'll be in touch soon. Take care. Bye.